cheers to the ceiling, feeling good. We gon' make it to the finish. Yes, sweet victory. You hear me? Ali, if you feel me. Yeah, we still running even though.
What's up, Pride?
Welcome back to the channel. Sorry we've been MIA for the past, like, I don't know, a week or so.
Yeah, a long time. For the past long time.
Yeah, too long, but we're back, and this is a highly requested video from Tony's girlfriend, Shy, and
Shout it out.
our cousins as well. They've been asking that we do a scary story time video. I don't know if they're going to be super scary, but they were scary to us and the experiences we had. If you're new to our Pride, please take a second and hit that subscribe button.
And like.
And become a member of our Pride family. Yeah, thank you. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So I'm going to go first. I have two stories that kind of coincide with each other. So both of these stories happened at our grandmother's house, or we call her Nana. They took place a couple of years ago. She no longer lives in this house, but her and our great grandmother both owned homes that were right next to each other. Both of them were built in like the early 1800s. I'm sure some paranormal activity is taking place there because this house is creepy. Kind of looks like the house behind us right here. Not that run down or anything like that, but just creepy house. So anytime we're alone in that house, we always got like an uneasy feeling, like someone was there, that you weren't ever really alone. And one day, myself and my cousin Audrey were the only people in the house. She was in one part of the house and I was in the kitchen. And our grandma's house was set up that you'd have to actually walk through the entire kitchen to get to the staircase that led up to the two bedrooms upstairs. And like I said, Audrey was in one part of the house and I was in the kitchen, and my back was facing towards the staircase, and I heard a creepy little girl like whisper in my ear. Well, not whisper, hummed. And it freaked me out, and I knew that Audrey was in this other part of the house. I know it wasn't her because Audrey's voice could not sound that like childish. And I looked around, I didn't see anyone there. And I heard it again, and I booked it out of the kitchen, and I was so freaked out, and I was like, that was not you humming. She's like, no, I don't hum. And it was just weird because it just automatically gave the whole house like just this uneasy feeling, and I didn't want to be there.
She's not the only one that felt that feeling.
Yeah, all of our other cousins would say the same thing, like they just didn't like being in the house alone because you always just felt like you were being watched. And after that day, I definitely refused to ever stay in that house by myself because it was just so creepy, and just thinking about it gives me the chills and the creeps. And the second one didn't really have to do with me, but with one of our younger cousins, Daniel. When he was younger, they lived in the house with my grandma, and he'd always say that he had a little friend that lived upstairs. And during that time, there was no other younger girls in our family besides his little sister, but she wasn't even born yet, I don't believe. And we're like, what do you mean you have a little friend upstairs? And he's like, well, she lives in the room upstairs. And we're like, that's just not possible. There's no way that he's friends with the little girl upstairs. And they would say he would have full-on conversations with this little girl and go upstairs, and they would ask what he's doing, and I'm gonna go play with my friend. And I believe he gave the name of like a Marie or something like that. And there isn't anyone in our family with that name that's a child. Only our older cousin's wife has the name Marie. So we're like, that's impossible. And he would just always claim that he had a little friend up there, and that was just so weird. And the house was like blessed. My grandma mean, when she first moved into that home, she had a friend that would bless the home, and she said she felt the presence of a little girl in the home, and we assume that it's probably the little girl that Daniel claimed was his friend. Our mom would always say, like, just the house is just a creepy place. There's tunnels in the basement that they would go and hide in from my nana when they were playing or anything like that. But we would never, ever, ever go into that basement
I've
by
seen
ourselves.
it like once in
And
my whole life.
It's just creepy.
Yeah,
Concrete,
it's really creepy.
just uneasy feeling, and especially that room upstairs. There's 2 bedrooms that were in the home, our grandma's and then a guest bedroom, and we actually lived in that second bedroom when Tony was younger for a little while, and I hated it because you just felt like someone was in the corner in this little closet just constantly watching your every move. If we had to go upstairs and get something from our nana's room, we would refuse to even look in that second room because we were just so scared that we're gonna see this like little girl standing in the doorway or something. And just thankfully she doesn't live in that place anymore because it's just creepy. Our great grandma still owns her house, so we go and see her all the time, and just even looking at our grandma's house just gives us an uneasy feeling. It's just a super creepy place, and that's my experience with ghosts. So Tony is going to be telling you about his right now.
I'm taking the mic now. Alright, so I have 2 stories that take place in the house that we're in right now. At this very moment, recording this video. Wait, right there. So the first one, I don't know how long ago it was. It was a long time. My memory is not that good.
You said like a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, it was about a year or 2 ago or something like that. I don't know. But I just remember I was laying in bed, and I just happened to wake up out of a dead sleep for no reason. And I happened to look at my phone because I always leave my phone next to me. And whenever I wake up, I always check it. So I woke up out of a dead sleep, and I looked at my phone. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. If you guys aren't aware, 3 o'clock is said to be the witching hour. That's when the most paranormal activity happens in the world. And so I just happened to look over at my door, and I saw the knob turn and the door open by itself. And keep in mind, that night there was no breeze or anything. It was dead silent. There was no wind. I had my door open, or not my door, my window open, and somehow the door opened by itself. So right away I texted her, and I was like, did you just try coming in my room? And she's like, no, that wasn't me. So I thought it was my mom, but I could hear my mom at the end of the hall snoring. Sorry mom, but yeah, she was snoring, and I could hear her, of course she was in dead sleep. And so it just really creeped me out because there was no way that my door could have opened by itself. So my second story, same thing pretty much. This was maybe a little bit later than that one that I just told. I had moved my bed around, not my bed. I had moved my room around, so I had moved my bed into a different spot and my dressers and stuff. And I had this stereo, a big stereo system thing on top of my dresser, and it was off. So I was sleeping, and out of nowhere this radio turns on, full blast, volume all the way up with the bass boost on, and started playing a stupid Maroon 5 song that I absolutely hate. It scares the crap out of me because of this, and I'll never listen to it again.
If it's on, he makes you turn it off super fast.
Yeah, if you don't know what song it is, it's Animals. When they say I'll hunt you down, eat you alive. And the weird thing is, it stopped right when it said I'll hunt you down, eat you alive. And then boom, it just stopped. So yeah, scared the crap out of me. Ran over, I unplugged it, and the next morning I got rid of it. I did not want that in my room anymore. So it's in the garage, rotting where it should be.
And I've had experiences with that same radio. I actually gave the stereo to him, and several times it happened to me just out of nowhere at around 3 o'clock in the morning with the volume and the bass boost just full blast, and it will literally like scare you to death because you're obviously not expecting it. So it was just a super creepy thing, and I like never even really used the stereo. That's why I gave it to him.
Oh, and keep in mind, you had to press the stupid bass boost button. There's a button that you press for a bass boost for it to go on. So somehow, turned on by itself, something tapped the button, and bass boost was on.
Creepy.
So if you guys have any paranormal experiences, comment them down below. We're interested in hearing what has happened to you before, or if you believe in ghosts. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also comment, like I said, and subscribe if you haven't already. Your subscription will mean so much to us. It's free, and you're gonna have a blast here on the channel.
Because we're constantly trying to do different things that interest you guys. So if you guys got any requests for videos, please, 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 please comment them down below. Follow us on our social media. They'll be in the description below as well. Send us a request, and we'll add you guys back.
We are also thinking about doing an urban legend series. So tell stories and experiences about Bigfoot, about the Loch Ness Monster, about aliens, about ghosts, about the whatever. But yeah, urban legends. Comment down below if you want to see that. See ya. Keep your head up.
Keep your heart strong.
Bless up.
You know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.